Welcome to Heritage Baseball and a conference matchup between the Bentonville Tigers and the Bentonville Tigers fall 5 and 6. There's two outs here in the bottom of the first. Cade Tropholt's up for Bentonville after Will Carmichael walked. And there's two outs in the inning. That's Carter Muth on the hill for Heritage. And again, two outs here in the bottom of the first as we get going. Busy day here at Heritage. Softball, faculty cookout, and all the things going on here in the spring. But we're live, and here we go. Bentonville Heritage War Eagles 6A West Conference matchup here in the top of the first with two outs. Heritage is going to put Cooper Mann in center field, Jacob Lease in right field, and Boston Graber in left field. Graber in left, Lease in right. Easton Royal at short, Joe Walker at second, Jojo Martinez at first, and Jacob Ham at third. Thatch Dover behind home plate. Carter Muth will take the hill here in the in the top of the first. Got him leaning, and he's back there. Back-to-back close plays there on the play over at first with Will Carmichael. Bentonville set up Boyce Reed, the center fielder. He was out 4-3. Hayden Oliver, again, the right fielder, he's out. Joe Walker back-to-back outs, second to first for the second out. And Tropholtz is going to dump one in the left field, and that ball is down in front of Boston Graber. He's going to come up throwing to third. Will Carmichael is going to be in at third safely as Tropholtz trots into first with a single. So runners at first and third here, two outs, top of the first. Boyce Reed led off, Hayden Oliver second, Will Carmichael third for Bentonville. Cade Tropholtz, the first baseman, batting fourth. And in steps catcher Trace Peterson in the 5-hole. Ira Walker, the third baseman, Casey Christ, the second baseman, Connor Davis, the shortstop, and Jax Tropholtz is the DH. That's the batting order for Bentonville. And Carter misses up there on the first pitch, ball one. First and third here with one out, top of the first. Fastball has swung on and missed for strike one. Walker, the third baseman for the Tigers. And the runner goes, and Thatch is going to hang on to that. So stolen base for Tropholtz. And that puts two runners in scoring in position for the Tigers here in the top of the first. Muth misses inside with a fastball. And that count moves to 3-1. And Walker is going to talk. Coach Walker is going to have a little visit with Muth. And with that, we'll take a short break. We're back here, top of the first. Carter Muth, the pitcher for the War Eagles. Trace Peterson, the catcher for Bentonville, in with two outs, and the bases are loaded. And runners on second, third. So Trace walks to load the bases. I'm one runner ahead. So now the bases are loaded. Noah Bollinger for Bentonville will courtesy run for the catcher, Trace Peterson. So he's in at first. Ira Walker in, the third baseman for Bentonville, with 2 outs, and the bases loaded. Fastball is going to catch the outside part for strike 1. So after back-to-back ground balls to Joe Walker at second base, Bentonville has put the next 3 hitters on base. And that fastball misses low to even the count 1-1. No score here. It's top of the first. Beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. And there's a ground ball back to Muth. That's going to be easy. Little flip over to JoJo Martinez. And Carter Muth is going to exit this one without giving up a run. But with 1 hit and 2 walks, Bentonville's going to leave 3 on base but not score a run, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Well, welcome back here in the bottom of the first. Cooper Mann's going to be the first up center fielder for the War Eagles. Joe Walker, second baseman, will bat second, and Boston Graber, the left fielder, will bat third. Carter Allen will start on the mound for Bentonville. And here we go, bottom of the first, score 0-0. Cooper takes the first pitch out to center field. Reed looks like he's got a beat on it, and he's going to haul that one in. 1 pitch, 1 out. So Cooper Mann not taking any time there to see any pitches. He felt like he had an idea, and he gave it a ride. But Boyce Reed right there for Bentonville to haul it in. Joe Walker, second baseman, left-hander, steps in for the War Eagles. Fastball misses on the outside part. Walker kind of busy there in the first inning, and back-to-back ground balls made it look easy. He's ahead in the count 1-0. That fastball is going to catch the inside part, strike 1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And looked like a slider on the inside part there by Allen. And Walker swings through that for strike 2. Fastball away, misses. 2-2 the count. Beautiful day here at Matt Murray Stadium. Joe Walker Field and the green grass of Yosemite and there's a ground ball at Christ at the second baseman for Bentonville. He's going to toss it over to Troffholtz, and that's going to be out number 2 as Walker grounds out. Left fielder Boston Graber steps in for the War Eagles. Graber, a freshman, but you'd never know it, batting third here. The conference leading War Eagles. There's a curveball that misses for ball 1. Defense for Bentonville looks a little straight away. Another breaking ball there for ball 2. Slight breeze pushing the ball out to right field. That's a difficult field this time of day here along 71 Business with the sun right in that right fielder's eye. There's a fastball for a strike. Always a lot of help here from the stands. If you're an umpire, you'll get a lot of help no matter what sport you're in. And another slider there in the outside part is going to make it 2-2. Fastball misses in to make the count full. Martinez on deck, the first baseman. Graber, a big part of the offense here for the War Eagles. Having an outstanding season at 13-4 overall and 8-2 in the conference. And there is a ball down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases for Graber. Oliver picks it up in right field, but Graber's going to be in with a stand-up 2-out double. And the War Eagles have something going here in the bottom of the first. You know, when you hit a double, you don't get to stop by Coach Wynn down there and pick up a little treat, which is kind of a disappointing. But I guess when he goes out there and take care of his the shin guards, then you might get yourself a little gummy nerd or whatever they get. Martinez in, first baseman for Heritage. Again, Carter Allen always seems to be around the plate. 2 quick outs, but then gives up a double to Graber. Head ball misses down and away, ball 1. Busy day here at Heritage. Faculty cookout out there in left field. And Bentonville West Wolverines, Lady Wolverines, are next door playing softball against the War Eagles. But back to the game here. Graber at second, 2 outs, 1-0 to count to Martinez. And there's a ball shot into left field. That looks like it's going to score Graber, and it will. And with a 2-out single, Martinez is going to get an RBI, and Boston Graber will score, giving the War Eagles a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. DH Ronnie Acosta batting 5th. Easton Royal, the shortstop, in the on-deck circle. Big hit there. Always 2-out hits are the way you win games, and there you go, Joe Martinez, or as we call him, JoJo Martinez, with a monster hit here in the first inning. And the fastball catches the outside part. Strike 1. Acosta in his normal DH position here and batting 5th. And breaking ball misses away for ball 1. And the pitch, and he swings through a fastball. Didn't get cheated there. No, he didn't. Acosta was on it, but just a little tardy. Strike 2. And you keep them hands back here on a breaking ball, probably imminent. And a fastball down and away for ball 2, evening count 2-2. So Carter Allen for the Tigers is not labored, but has thrown a lot of pitches here in the bottom of the first inning. Fastball misses out. That's going to make the count full, and that's going to give JoJo Martinez a head start at first base here. So base hit could score that young man all the way from first. And the pitch, and looks like a little flare, and it's going to curl foul down the right field line. Martinez will return to first. Still 2 outs, still full count. Allen, the delivery. And there's a ground ball. That's going to get by the second baseman, Christ, into right field. That's going to be a single or base hit for Acosta. And with the head start, Martinez will go all the way to third. And with 2 outs, a run is scored. Runners at first and third. And Easton Royal is the next bird up to try and keep this inning going. So back-to-back singles here for Heritage. Has scored a run and has put runners at first and third. Royal takes 1 out for ball 1. Boston Graber got it started with a double. And with 2 outs and everything here after 2 outs. And JoJo is going to run into and out at home plate. The ball got by the catcher, Peterson. Snuck away. Easton Royal thought that he might have a chance to score. He waved his runner in, but by that time, Martinez was out at home plate. And with that and a run in, the War Eagles are going to take a 1-0 lead into the top of the second.
Is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with those who serve our communities, from the ones caring for us every day to those shaping our tomorrows, the ones dreaming big dreams.
Back to start the top of the second. Second baseman Casey Christ first up for Bentonville. Connor Davis, the shortstop, next, and then Jack Strapholz, the DH. Bounces one in there for ball 1. Heritage is going to take a 1-0 lead here into the top of the second. Some timely hitting by Graber, Joe Martinez, and Ronnie Acosta. Here's a ground ball to Ham. He's going to have to back up. It's a long throw, a one hopper to Martinez, and he picks it out of the turf for out number 1. Nice play by Jacob Ham there, taking a step back to get the correct bounce, and then throwing a one-hop Davey Concepcion throw across the diamond for a for out number one. Connor Davis, the shortstop for the Tigers, in to face Muth and takes a fastball up. And that fastball is going to catch the outside corner for strike one. So 1-1 the count here with one out. Fastball out, ball two. Ground ball at Walker, big hop, and the throw over to Martinez is going to be the second out of the inning. Ground balls trending here for Carter Muth, with 4 of the 5 outs so far have been ground balls. Jax Trapholtz, the designated hitter, next up for the Tigers. Fastball misses up. Fastball misses away. 2-0 the count on Trapholtz. And a fly ball lifted to right field. Cooper Mann is tracking it, takes priority as the center fielder, and he doesn't have to look into the sun. So good decision there for the third out. So Jax Trapholtz flies out for the third out of the inning, and the Tigers are down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. With that, we'll be back in a second.
Is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has a prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Our Best Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working.
Shortstop Easton Royal will lead it off for the War Eagles. He got a little head start in the last inning as Martinez was called out at home plate on a pass ball, and he was trying to stretch it. Easton, a senior shortstop, just a solid infielder for the War Eagles. He's going to swing on the first pitch and foul it down the third base line for strike one. It's a little bit of an advantage for a hitter to be at the box when there's an out made on the field and then step back in with no count. So 0-1 here for Easton. That fastball is low. One and one the count. 3 hits for the War Eagles in the first inning and a run to take the lead. Easton fouls that one right over the top of her head here for strike two. Curveball misses on the outside part, evening the count. And Easton takes one to left field, and that's going to be back. And Carmichael, who misread it slightly, makes a nice play out there in left field for the first out of the inning. That was a whisker away from being extra bases for Easton Royal. Third baseman Jacob Ham, not Jack Ham, Jacob Ham next in for the Birds. Curveball misses away. Jacob with a nice play in the previous inning from third base. A long throw, deep throw. A nice job counting the hops and showing that strong arm. That fastball is going to be in for a strike, 1-1. Curveball past the pitcher. Davis charging, makes the throw. Trafholtz is going to pull it out of the turf, and that's going to be out number 2. So Jacob Ham grounds out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. Pitcher Carter Muth. Carter, a junior. And Allen starts him out with a break ball, and that's a strike. And another curveball for strike 2. The fastball is driven into right field. Oliver chasing, fights the sun. He's going to make a catch on a sharply hit fly ball to right field. But that's going to end the inning. And the War Eagles are going to go 1-2-3 and take a 1-0 lead to the top of the third.
Is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Our Vest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with those who serve our communities, from the ones caring for us every day to those shaping our tomorrows, the ones dreaming big dreams, celebrating their.
As we start the top of the third, center fielder Boyce Reed will lead it off and be the leadoff hitter. Hayden Oliver, right fielder, and Will Carmichael, the center fielder. So 3 outfield positions start in the top 3 positions in the hitting order for Bentonville. Bentonville's yet to score. They've got 1 hit. They have walked twice, but not able to push one across. Reed grounded out in the first inning to Joe Walker at second base. Is going to square the bunt, and it's a beautiful bunt. Thatched over. It's going to come up throwing, and he's going to get him. So nice play. Bunt was close to the catcher. Reed with some good speed, but not quite enough to beat that one out to first base. Nice play by Thatch Dover for out number 1. Right fielder Hayden Oliver swings and misses at the first pitch. Muth has now retired 3 in a row. That pitch just misses for ball 1. Foul ball down the left side. It's going to find its way into the Heritage bullpen. So 1-2 the count on Oliver. Oliver finished off the War Eagles in the bottom of the second with a nice play out there in right field. And a line shot's going to be gobbled up by JoJo Martinez. And Hayden Oliver hits one on the nose, but he's going to end up being out. So 2 outs here. And center fielder Will Carmichael. Martinez was playing in, even with the bag, and that was a line drive. And I know as a baseball player, it feels good to hit it hard, but it feels yucky to be out when you do. So nice play by Martinez. Curveball left inside for ball 1. Shadows starting to cross, kind of break up. The pitcher in the sun, batter in the shade. Wrigley Field look. Fastball misses in. 2-0. And just a bit outside there for ball 3. 3-0. And ball 4 to Will Carmichael. And that breaks a string of 6 retired in a row by Carter Muth. So a runner on first, 1 out. Cade Troffoltz, first baseman, and wearing a unique number 59 there for the Tigers. He's going to loft a fly ball down the left field line. And we have got some help here in the booth with Parker Logan. Not Logan Parker, but Parker Logan has made it back from all of his responsibilities. I don't feel like I'm the Lone Ranger any longer. And a throw over to first. Parker, what's the holdup? Where have you been?
I've been outfield trying to fix that camera. Couldn't get it to work. And then I was scheduled to work first base, and then Davenport just called me and said, yeah, you're to come commentate. So
all right.
Get there.
And with that, Will Carmichael trying to steal second is going to be cut down by Thatch Dover for the 3rd out. So 1-2-3 inning, you might say, as the Tigers go down almost in order. Cade Troffoltz will lead off the top of the 4th, but with that, we'll go to break.
Is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
We are Heritage!
Best Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with those who serve our community.
Bottom of the third here at Matt Murray Stadium, Brian Walker Field. That's what we say here. So Parker Logan's back in. Parker's been fixing cameras, checking batteries, and then General Jerry Davenport said, now you're commentating, so here you are, Parker.
Yeah, I'm here.
Thatch Dover, the catcher, to lead off for the War Eagles. Thatch just got done dispatching the last runner for Bentonville as he threw him out at second. And a catcher always likes to brag about gunning somebody down, takes a strike. So 1-1 to count. Check swing, but he's not going to hold out for strike 2. So, Parker, were you at the game yesterday?
I was not.
Well, do you guys not go? I thought you guys went on the road.
I was in Jonesboro, actually, for the band state competition.
Band state competition. How did that go? Give us an update.
We got there. We performed. We got a first division, which is the best you can do.
Outstanding. So, outstanding.
Yeah. Could not have asked for a better performance.
So you graded out pretty well is what you're telling me.
We did.
Ball low and away, and that makes the count full. So Thatch has worked the count back full. Carter Allen has gone the distance so far here into the bottom of the third. And Thatch is going to lead off the bottom of the third with a walk.
There goes the little treats again.
There you go. That's what we said. But, we found out, Parker, that if you hit a double or a triple, you missed a treat stop. Yeah. Unless you're wearing a shin guard of some sort where they could come back and give it to you. But Cooper Mann, the leadoff hitter and center fielder, next up for the Birds. And a curveball and a beauty for strike 1.
I got to walk past that dog out in left field earlier.
I thought it was a pony. It's not a pony.
It is massive. It is a huge unit of an animal.
I thought we were having pony rides out in left field, but that's just one of those spotted Great Danes. Man, hangs in there on another breaking ball, but he's going to foul it down the third base line. Carter Allen has done a nice job so far, only giving up 1 run. 3 hits, all in the first inning. He hasn't walked anyone, and he hasn't struck out anyone. Throw over to the first. Dover in easily. It just breaks my heart, Parker, that the guy sliding him back into second in today's baseball doesn't have to get the dirt out of his pants. Yeah. If you've ever played baseball, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He can't just shake it out there. I mean, he almost got a disrobe. And Thatch is going to get a late jump and going to be out easily there at second base. So not really sure what was happening there. Thatch saw something that wasn't there. And he's out, caught stealing for the first out. Last pitch was a ball, and the reason I know that is because I looked at the board, because anytime somebody steals, I have no idea what the last pitch is. Curveball is going to miss outside. So Mann's going to have the count even here. War Eagles leading 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Fouls that one back. The count's going to remain 2-2. Nice bus ride to Jonesboro from Rogers, Arkansas, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. 5 hours of
marathon
so
to
much
get
fun.
And not much to look at once you get past Conway, that's for sure.
I took so many naps.
Curveball misses out. Full count to Mann. You know, there was once a time where if you said you were going to Jonesboro, people would say, well, you can't get there from here. You got to go somewhere else first,
Yeah.
and then you can go from there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way it is to get to Jonesboro from foul down to third base line. And when you think you're there, you're still not there.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, it's like, it felt like forever we were on the bus.
So man's got the count full, and he's seen a lot of pitches after swinging at the first pitch in the first inning. He's going to draw a walk. And he's not going to draw a walk. The umpire is going to call that it caught the outside corner. And it's going to be strike 3. So man down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Joe Walker, who grounded to his counterpart in the first inning, drives one to center field. Reed's got a bead on it and makes that play as a sinking line drive is caught for the third out of the bottom of the third inning. And with that, we'll take a break. Back here at the top of the fourth, first baseman Cade Tropholtz for the Bentonville Tigers is going to be first up. Booth has went 3 complete innings so far. He's walked 3, but only given up 1 hit and yet to give up anything on the scoreboard. Starts him out with a fastball out, ball 1. 1-0, the Birds hanging on to us a lead here in the top of the fourth. Fastball down, ball 2. Fastball and a beauty, and Tropholtz is going to swing through that for strike 1. Nice velocity there on the inside part for the first strike of the at-bat. And that fastball was not called a strike, Parker. And the fastball misses low, so Tropholtz is going to walk to start the bottom of the fourth. Trace Anderson next up for the Tigers. I wonder if the Tigers get a treat if they walk. I just I saw the guy over there, and the bunt is going to be bunted back against the screen for strike 1. I don't think they get any treats in that.
Only the chickens.
Only
More
the
chickens.
I got it. Only the war chickens get that, so that's good.
I want to know what it is. It's like a little piece of candy or something.
I don't know. Yeah. Trace Peterson walked in the first inning. Throw over. And Trofholtz is back in time. And that offer, and he's going to pull it back for ball one. So the Tigers seem to be looking to stay out of a double play here and make the Birds handle a bunt. But throw to first, he's got him leaning, and he got him. So Carter Muth with the pickoff, and the third time's a charm. Two of them were tremendously close in previous innings, but that time Trofholtz is leaning, and that's a picked off runner. So the Tigers lose a runner for the first out. He was close. Carter Muth was close in the first two innings, and him and hawing from the War Eagle faithful thought that he had picked off guys earlier in the game. At that time, that base umpire is going to call him out for the first out. And 1-2 the count now, 2-2 to Trace Peterson. Base runners have been hard to come by. Losing one that you've earned on is always a problem. And a fastball on that corner, the inside part, is going to catch Peterson looking for the second out. So Ira Walker, I hope I'm saying that correct, third baseman for the Tigers, in the box with 2 outs. That fastball is taken for a ball on the inside part. Muth seems to be a little bit more aggressive this inning, and I think that's always good for a pitcher. Ball 2. What do you think, Bart? You played some baseball.
I did, yeah.
Did you ever pitch?
I did not. Only behind the plate.
Only caught.
Yeah. Yeah, he does not want to let anything up this inning. I mean, he's really aggressive.
Yeah. And then as I say that, he quickly goes 3-0. I need to be quiet about stuff like that. But
I'll take the blame on that one.
there you go. It's your fault, Parker. So with 2 outs and a 3-0 count. And he's going to get the call on that one. Strike one on the inside part. Three and one, 2 outs. Heritage up 1-0. Top of the fourth. Ooh, the umpire calls it a strike, but he thought it was strike 3.
Yeah.
He was ready to ring him up. He started in his routine to call the batter out, that he realized it was only the second strike. But that ball is high for ball 4. Moose's second walk of the inning. And his 5th walk of the game. Too many free passes at some point could come back to get you. Casey Christ, the second baseman, next up. And that curveball is behind his head. That's one of those times as a pitcher where you try to throw the breaking ball and you release it too early.
Yeah.
And you don't get the ball out in front of you, and then that thing just sails. And thankfully, we didn't hit him.
Yeah.
And that ball is low, so a little trouble here in the 4th by Carter Muth. And Walker has got the bullpen busy as Hayden Linton is rushed into the pen. And looks like he is in warm-up mode extraordinaire. So 3-0 to count here on Chris. 2 outs, runner at first. Chris takes a strike on 3-0. Chris grounded out to Jacob Ham, third baseman, in the second inning. And that ball is called a strike. Breaking ball in the outside part. So he's come back to throw 2 strikes here after walking Walker. It's just kind of funny, isn't it, Parker? He walked Walker. Runner goes. Chris swings through it. That's strike 3. And the Birds are out of it in the bottom and in the top of the 4th. And with that, we'll take a break. So we enter into the bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to send up left fielder Boston Graber, first baseman Jojo Martinez, and Ronnie Acosta, the DH. Graber takes the first breaking ball out for ball 1. Graber doubled and scored in the first inning for the game's only run. Quickly ahead in the count 2-0 with an inside breaking ball that doesn't find the zone. Fastball misses on the outside part. Quickly 3-0. Carter Allen walks the leadoff hitter in Graber. That's the first walk of the game for Allen. So Graber's on again in the bottom of the 4th. Jojo Martinez, the first baseman who singled and RBI'd in the first inning and then was called out at home on a pass ball. And that fastball misses out. Both pitchers here kind of struggling to stay in the zone, which is weird, Parker, because no runs have scored. Usually when pitchers start walking, then there's usually a dink hit and a drive, and pretty soon it's 3 or 4 runs. That's ball 3. So that's 7 straight, and looks like Todd Abbott, the Bentonville head coach, is going to come out and have a visit. And with that, we'll take a short break. Back to the bottom of the fourth, Carter Allen, after not walking any player through the first 3 innings, has walked the leadoff hitter in Boston Graber and is behind in the count 3-0 to JoJo Martinez. And that fastball is going to find the inside corner for strike 1. Martinez is going to foul that one back over our heads for strike 2. So the count full. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Heritage clinging to a 1-0 lead. I thought that was ball 4, Parker.
I did too.
The count on the board was 3-2 before that pitch. I had 3-2. But the ump, oh boy. Boston Graber took off, and he's going to get run down by pitcher Carter Allen covering first. But that was one of those almost like first movements, and they caught him. Got him in a pickle, as we used to call it. Boston's going to be caught stealing for the first out of the inning. So Heritage loses their leadoff hitter that walked, and now with a full count and nobody on, Graber's out. Martinez fouls one down the left field line. Parker, did you ever get picked off when you were playing? I mean,
Oh, nope. They couldn't catch me.
they couldn't catch you. Okay. And another foul ball.
Well, being a catcher, too, I could usually pick out what they were trying to do in the moment. So
Yeah, there you go. You got a different view than anybody else on the field when you're catching, right? You're the only guy that's looking at the field. Everybody else is looking at the hitter. Martinez fouls that one back, and there's not enough space for Peterson. Count remains full. At least we think it's full. We thought it was full before. And Martinez is going to lift that ball to the left center. And Reed has got a bead on it, as we said before. And that's going to be out number 2. Martinez flies out to center field for the second out of the inning. DH Ronnie Acosta next up for the War Eagles. Acosta singled in the first in his only time out. Curveball misses in barely. Acosta drives one past the shortstop Davis. That's into left center and all the way to the warning track. Acosta chugging for second. He's going to be in standing, and that's his second hit of the night for Acosta, and he's there with a double. So with 2 outs, Easton Royal steps in with the chance to extend this lead. Walker looks like he's going to get Acosta a little help running the bases. What do you think, Parker?
the big giant needs it.
I think so. Acosta put a charge in there. That ball was head level to the shortstop and ended up through the outfield gap. So pinch running for Ronnie Acosta is Keaton Sensi. Am I saying that, Parker, right? Sensi?
That's the way I'd say it.
You guys aren't a lot of help tonight. 2 outs, Easton Royal in. Check swing. And ball 1. Easton's going to hold up. Easton lifts this one to right field. Oliver tracking. Looks like he's going to have it. And with a long fly ball to right field is going to end the inning, but not after Acosta keeps it alive with a double. And that's all the War Eagles are going to muster as we go to the top of the 5th inning. As we get into the top of the 5th, Carter Muth on for his 5th inning of work. Carter has yet to give up a run. He's only allowed 1 hit, but he's walked 5 and struck out 2. Shortstop Connor Davis will lead the inning off for the Tigers. And he is going to take one across the jersey and get hit by a pitch. Connor was out in the 1st inning at a ground ball to second base. He's going to be the leadoff hitter with a hit by pitch. Jack Straffoltz, the designated hitter. And in the top of the 5th, the Tigers have their leadoff hitter on. And a bunt by Straffoltz, fielded by Muth. And he's going to be out, but they're going to move the runner. Jax is going to get a sacrifice. Moves Davis to second base with 1 out. Center fielder Boyce Reed next up for the Tigers. 1 out here, 1-0 Heritage. And the Tigers are threatening. Breaking ball misses on the outside part. Always a lot more holes out there, Parker, when there's a runner at second.
Yeah.
And the pickoff play to second is unsuccessful. Davis back in with a foot first slide. Fastball misses in. Two the count, I believe. But I've not been very good, obviously, earlier, so I'm not real confident. That ball misses in. Muth thought it was a strike. 3-0 the count. That's from the guy behind plate, so we're going to go with it, Parker. The scoreboard or me, it's questionable. Time's been called. Well, if you're not out here watching the game today, you're missing it because it's a great game. The weather is absolutely perfect. Mid-60s, slight breeze. That's ball 4. So the second walk of the inning is going to put runners at first and second, and Hayden Oliver, the right fielder, on for the Tigers. It's a simple game. You throw the ball, you catch the ball, you hit the ball.
Yeah. What more could it be?
Let's not make it too hard.
Yeah.
You swing at strikes, you throw strikes.
Yeah. You should be a baseball coach.
There's a strike, breaking ball for a strike. Well, Parker, actually, I was a baseball coach at one point.
So you do know what you're talking about.
Sometime when you have a couple hours, I'll tell you about the joys of coaching small high school baseball.
Like single A, double A.
Single. Well, actually, double A. The runner back at first dove. He dove back in, and Martinez is looking at him like there was nobody covering. Now, that's discipline right there. He heard the word back, and away he went. And a breaking ball catches the outside corner, strike 2. So a beautiful pitch there, right on the edge, or as they would say, painting it black. And that's a foul ball off the shin. So it's 2 strikes. Well, when I first started coaching in public school, I was the head basketball coach at a non-football school. So we started playing basketball mid-October.
Oh.
And I found out I was the baseball coach when the lady in the office handed me the keys to the lawnmower.
Uh-oh.
And I asked her, what are these for? And she said, well, that's for you to cut the baseball field.
Oh.
I went, okay, so I guess I have to cut the base. She, well, you're the baseball coach, so you'd cut the base. So fortunately, I had played a little bit, so I had an idea. There's a ground ball to Martinez. He's going to take it himself. And that's going to be the second out of the inning with a 3 unassisted. Oliver out for the second out of the inning. But with the ground ball to first, both runners move up and both in scoring position here with 2 outs. And left fielder Will Carmichael. So I'll just say, Parker, I wasn't really excited to coach baseball after I coached it seemed like 80 basketball games from the junior high level on up with no football. But we made it work. And a check swing, and it's going to be called a strike for the first strike on Carmichael. Tigers got something going here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. They're down 1-0, but a chance with the leading run at second base. Breaking ball in the turf for ball 1. I mean, do they even have to wash their uniforms, Parker? I mean, it's just not fair. It's just not fair.
Oh.
I mean, you don't have to dig all the dirt out of your pants when you head first slide into a base.
Nope.
But you do get them little black little.
Oh, yeah, the rubber.
They are.
Those are no fun at
That's
all.
a foul ball down the right side. Those are annoying.
Yes.
Turf turds, we call them. So with a foul ball, that's going to make the count 1 and 2 on Carmichael.
I do know they put sand some places
Some places, yeah.
for
Some
sliding
yeah.
purposes, but other than that, that's about it. You just let it be.
And a beautiful breaking ball. Carmichael's going to swing through it for strike 3, and Muth is out of the inning. And with that, we'll take a break. Jacob Ham to lead off the inning for the War Eagles. Carter Allen, been on the hill from the very beginning. He scattered 4 hits over his 4 innings of work. He's going to start out Ham with a ball low. Allen has walked 1 and struck out 1 and given up 4 hits. But this game has been scoreless since the bottom of the first. Slider there is going to be called a strike on the outside part. 1-1 to Jacob Ham. Ground ball at Christ at second base. He's up with it and over to Troffholtz for the first out of the inning. Ham's going to be out on a ground ball to second base. Carter Muth, the pitcher, in the box with 1 out. Be nice to get a few runs, Parker, here.
Yeah.
1-0 is a little dicey.
Yeah.
And a curveball is swung on and missed.
I'm just glad we've had some hits. And it hasn't been.
It hasn't. There's only been 5 hits in the game, and the War Eagles have 4 of them. The second curveball of the bat is inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Another breaking ball inside for ball 2. That fastball is a strike, evening the count 2-2, we think.
Not completely sure all the time.
No, I'm not confident after that one at bat because JoJo didn't look like he walked either, so obviously that was the guy that had it wrong. But and that curveball catches the black, and it's going to be a strikeout for Allen. So Moose down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Catcher Thatch Dover in for the, what do we call them, the War Chickens?
War Chickens, yeah.
I don't know. I like that. I like the War Eagles better. Fastball catches the outside part, strike 1.
I mean, with all the new logos that people have been designing, the baseball team and stuff, where it looks like chickens.
Yeah, they do look like chickens. You know, I've never really seen a bird with a bicep.
Yeah.
Maybe those people in biology can, with muscles of a bird's wing. There actually is a bicep. I don't know, but I not that I know. Not that I would label a bicep, but
They're juiced up birds.
yeah. Dover there takes ball 2. So 2-1 to the War Eagle catcher. That ball is outside and 3-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0. And you just never know. But we're not real decisive in whatever we're doing. But that's a ball, and that's ball 4. And Dover is going to be on again with bases on balls. That's the second time he's been walked.
Not sure that umpire was confident with that call either.
Leadoff hitter, Cooper Mann, the center fielder. Next up with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And Coop takes one low and away for ball 1. Cooper Mann flied out on the very first pitch of the game for the War Eagles to center field, and then questionable call in the 3rd catches him looking for a strikeout. This is his 3rd appearance. And a slider catches that outside corner, strike 1, good pitch. Nice for Coop to take one over that left center field wall and open this thing up a little bit, ball inside. So 2-1 the count here with 2 outs. We haven't really even needed to instant replay anything.
No.
Breaking ball out. 3-1. Some activity there in the Tiger bullpen. And without binoculars, I'm not going to be able to see who it is. And ball 4, so back-to-back walks is going to move Dober to second. And Mann is on at first with 2 outs. And we're going to let the runner get to first, and Abbott, Coach Abbott, will have a walk. And looks like we might have a pitching change with that. We'll take a break. So the Bentonville Tigers will make a pitching change. We're going to close the book on Carter Allen. Carter pitched 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits. He struck out 2, and he walked 2, and he gave up 1 earned run, the only run of the game. Luis Ruda will take over here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Second baseman Joe Walker with runners on first and second. And Heritage trying to extend this lead here with a 2-out hit. And Ruda misses inside for ball 1. And that ball is inside too. And as we were talking while they're, during the pitch change, neither Parker or I know why the manager has to go out and get the ball from the pitcher to make the pitching change in baseball. It seems like an odd tradition. And Walker shoots one into right field. Thatch Dover on his way home. He's going to score, and a 2-out hit is going to extend this lead to 2-0. And base hit Joe Walker. And with the play, Cooper Mann will move all the way to third. So the War Eagles will have runners at first and third with 2 outs. A little breathing room, Parker.
It's the action we've needed.
Boston Graber, left fielder, he's doubled, and he's walked. He's been on twice. Walker on at first, and there's a base hit to left field. Mann's going to score easily, and after 2 outs, the War Eagles have scored twice. So RBI hits by Graber and Walker, and it's now 3-0, bottom of the 5th. First baseman Joe Martinez. Curveball in for a strike on Martinez. So all the runs for the War Eagles, Parker, have come after 2 outs. Everything after 2, they used to say. Curveball and a beauty for strike 2. A lot of breaking balls from these Bentonville pitchers. And they've moved it inside, moved it out. And it's really been used to set up their fastball. Off the end of the bat, a slow roller at Davis. He's going to come up throwing, and he's going to get Martinez on a bang-bang play at first base to end the inning. But the War Eagles are going to strike twice. They're going to extend their lead to 3-0, and with that, we'll take a break. So we're into the top of the 6th. Heritage strikes twice in the bottom of the 5th to take a 3-0 lead. Carter Muth on for the 6th inning. He's gone the distance. He has walked 5. He struck out 1, but he's only given up 1 hit. Cade Tropholtz, the first baseman, up first for the Tigers. He's singled, and he's walked. Nice breaking ball in the inside part. Quickly ahead is Carter. 0-2. Waste one. Did you when you were catching, did you tell your pitcher to waste one? It seems like a kind of waste energy, but
Yeah, I don't. If you're on a roll, then I stop.
And 2 fastballs miss outside, so that counts even 2-2.
I mean, when I caught Ronnie in 8th grade, I would just tell him to if you're keep going, then why stop? Like,
So once again, I got the count wrong. It's 3-1. And that walks him or hits him, one or the other. Either way, no matter what, how you cut it. And the first baseman, Troffoltz, for the Tigers, is on his way to first. We're going to call it ball 4 because actually it's called a ball before he got hit by a pitch. So that's going to be all for Carter Muth. An outstanding job by Carter. And it looks like Linton will come in. And with that, we'll take a break. So we're back here at the top of the 6th inning. Carter Muth is going to be replaced by Hayden Linton. Carter, very strong outing, gave up 1 hit. He struck out 3, walked 5, and gave up 0 runs. However, Cade Troffoltz at first base is his responsibility. Trace Peterson, the catcher for the Tigers, next up. And with nobody out and a runner on first, Hayden Linton on the mound for the Eagles. Fastball up. Heritage clinging here to a 3-0 lead. And that check swing is going to be called a strike. So 1-1. They've out hit the Tigers 6-1, and they are up 3-0. Ball 2 upstairs. You remember that when people say that thing was upstairs? What does that mean? I never threw a ball upstairs. I mean, you threw them downstairs.
Yeah.
Fastball is out, trickles away from Dover, but the runner unable to advance. So I have the count 3-1. The board has it 3-1, and I think the ump has it 3-1. That might be the first time tonight all three of us have agreed on what the count was.
We'll see about that.
We'll see. That fastball is going to find the inside corner for strike 2, so the count's going to be full. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Peterson has struck out and walked so far. Peterson's going to foul that down the left field. It's what we call 71 Business Alley. So it's that area in between the batting cages and the bullpen and the highway.
Yeah.
The one down right field line, we call that Souvenir Alley. That's toward the concession. That's where you hope nobody gets hit if you hit it over there. And ground ball at Easton Royal, shortstop over to Walker and on to Martinez. And that's what we call 6, 4, 3 equals 2. And there's 2 outs in the top of the 6th. The pitcher's best friend, a 2-hopper at the shortstop. Ira Walker steps in with 2 outs now in the top of the 6th. So the twin killing, he races the base runner. And after a little control issue, Linton settles down and gets the ground ball that he needs to get the 2 outs. So beautiful turn by Walker at second. And Easton Royal put the pickup and puts it right on the money for the easy double play. If there is such a thing as an easy double play. Ball lifted toward the right side. Walker calling it, and that's going to be out 3. Out number 3. Walker's out on a soft fly ball to the second baseman. And after the pitching change and the walk, the double play erases the threat. Walker out on a pop fly, and we're going to end the top of the 6th. And with that, we'll take a break. So here back, the bottom of the 6th inning, Ronnie Acosta up for the War Eagles, or the War Chickens, as Parker likes to call them. Acosta 2 for 2 on the day. Singled in the first, doubled in the second. He's going to take that first pitch outside for ball 1. Yes, ball 1. But that breaking ball is going to find the inside corner for strike 1. So 1-1 to count. War Eagles hanging on to a 3-0 lead here. They'd like to add to it here in the bottom of the 6th. Put this one out of reach. And swing at a breaking ball in the outside part. It's going to foul it down the third base line. 1-2 to count on Acosta. Curveball in the inside part. Acosta not able to get his hands out and fouls that one back.
Caught it off the net.
Right there. He's a multifaceted guy. I mean, 1-2 the count. And a curveball is going to get him swinging for strike for the first out of the inning. Lots of breaking balls from these Bentonville pitchers. Shortstop Easton Royals flied to center, flied to right. One out here. Bottom of the 6th. And another breaking ball in there for a strike. So all kinds of curveballs, Parker. And another breaking ball, but that one is left up, 1-1. Jacob Ham on deck. He squares the bunt. He's going to take it. Another breaking ball. It's going to be strike 2 on Easton. Royal, the shortstop. A beautiful start of a 6-4-3 double play in the top of the 6th. He's going to shoot one down Souvenir Alley at the concession stand. The count's going to remain 1-2. He fights off another breaking ball. You know, I wonder if I ran down to first base if Coach Wynn would give me one of them little treats.
I'd love to see that.
You know, maybe. I mean,
I think they're hiding it in this front pocket of his hoodie.
You know, kind of take his jacket hostage, you know. Guy can get pretty hungry here by the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah.
Curveball just missed, making the count 2-2. Ruda thought that was strike 3, and I don't blame him. I thought it was too.
Yeah.
Ump says it was a bit high. Easton lives for another swing. Ball 3 outside. One out here. And Easton lifts this one into short center field. Chris, the second baseman, will take it. And with the fly out to the second baseman, there are 2 outs. But that's not a problem, Parker.
No.
Every run today that's been scored has been after 2 outs. So we have hope. Jacob Ham next up for the Birds. Check swing on a breaking ball, and I know it's shocking it was a curveball, but again, multiple, and they're good. If I could throw one like that, I'd throw it all the time too. Fastball misses. Ruda has been able to move it inside and move it outside. He's been effective with that off-speed pitch. And there's a curveball, and fouled back. Strike 2. I don't know if you remember, Parker, but that curveball on the inside part, that's hard to get your hands out on. You really got to kind of
turn real fast and early
keep
on
your
it.
hands inside of that, and it's hard. And curveball misses on the outside part. It's not hard to hit some nights, but it's just hard to hit fair.
Yeah.
And another breaking ball, and Jacob Ham is out on strike. So a quick inning of work by Louis Ruda. 1, 2, 3, 2 strikeouts, and a pop fly to the second baseman. And the Birds are out in the bottom of the 6th inning. And with that, we'll take a short break.
All around
We're here in the top of the 7th. Second baseman Casey Christ is going to try and keep the Bentonville Tigers' hopes alive here. Down 3-0, the Tigers are. Hayden Linton, the senior, came in relief in the 6th inning. It's foul back for strike one. Linton came in and kind of shut the door on a nice double play to end the 6th inning. Looks like Lake Pitcott is warming up in the Heritage pen. And a foul back. And it count quickly 0-2. I say 0-2. The board says 1-1. We're not getting real definitive answers from the umpire. And the ump's got it 0-2, so.
It also says it's the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah. Yes, it does. And foul down to Souvenir Alley. The count remains 0-2. Chris did a nice job on several plays at second base. He struck out in the 4th, and he's grounded to the third baseman in the 2nd. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 0-2 the count. Would be nice to start off with a strikeout. And another foul ball. Linton seems to be kind of getting into kind of a comfort mode out there where he's filling up the strike zone. And there's a base hit in the right field. And Lease tracking and does a nice job keeping that ball from getting to the wall. But a nice opposite field base hit for Casey Christ to lead off the top of the 7th inning. And the Tigers have their leadoff hitter on base. Pinch running for Casey Christ is number 19, Aiden Greth. And one would assume that he's fast.
Yeah.
Coaches don't put in slow pinch runners.
No.
We don't know who Aiden is, but we're just going to assume that he's got some good speed. And a fastball misses in. Connor Davis, the shortstop, takes ball 1. Davis fouls this one down the third base line. Linton doing a good job throwing strikes. The check swing, he's able to hold back. Ball 1.
All 2. He held up 1-1 last time.
Okay, 1. See, I'm glad you're here, Parker. Sometimes on my score sheet, I look at and that ball is a wild pitch, barely misses Davis, and Greth will move up to second base. So Parker, what is the count?
3-1, I believe.
3-1. Okay, very good.
Connor was just checking it with the blue, so.
3-1 is the count. We're going to say that. And I got to quit looking at the previous hitter and look at the hitter that's up. Foul ball. Count's going to move to 3-2, right, Parker?
Should.
Yeah, okay.
I can count to 3. I should.
Let's say we should be able to do this.
There it is.
I mean, you're a high school student. I'm a high school teacher, so we should be able to count to 3 or 2. So 3-2 is the count. And a good fastball on the outside part is going to set Davis down for the first out of the inning. So Linton gets his first strikeout. And the War Eagles are 2 outs away from back-to-back 6A West Conference victories and a 9-2 record. Fastball, good. Jack Stropholz, the DH, swings through. So the win here would move the Orioles to 8-2. I stand corrected. But any way you cut it, it would be at the top of the 6A West Conference. And ball outside. Count is 1-1. We're just going to let the ump put his, give the signal before we announce it. Greth at second for Bentonville. 1 out. And a good fastball down on the inside part for strike 2. Linton does a really, really nice job. He's got some nice velocity. And he's moving it around, hitting his spots. And breaking ball is called strike 3 on the inside part for the second out and the second strikeout of the inning. And the Birds are 2 outs away, or 1 out away. They say, Parker, winning's for the Birds.
Oh, yeah. We have proven that.
Boyce Reed, center fielder for Bentonville, their last hope here in the top of the 7th. Linton again starts them out with a strike. Nice velocity, good pitch. 0-1. And there's a shot, a 2-hopper at Jacob Ham, and it's up, and Jojo Martinez scoops it, and that's going to end it. Reed is out on a ground ball to the third baseman, and the Birds are going to take the second of a 2-game series